Nevis Animal Speak provides low-cost health care for dogs and cats with a focus on population control through spaying, neutering, and the continuing education of our clients through best practices in small animal care. Nevis Animal Speak continues to bring best practices in small animal care and general animal welfare to the beautiful island of Nevis. And today we are honored to welcome to our studio Janice Jensen, founder and executive director of Nevis Animal Speak, to tell us more about the organization. Welcome, Janice.
Thank you. Thank you for having me this morning.
Yeah. All right, it's our pleasure indeed. My favorite segments are, truthfully, just between you and me, the animals. Yeah, I'll let you guys know. The animals segments. All right, so when was the organization founded?
So we actually have a fairly deep-rooted history. We started actually not in Nevis. We started in Hong Kong. We developed one of the largest animal welfare education programs in Hong Kong, and it ran for about 10 years, and it was called Hong Kong Animal Speak. And when we came to Nevis, as you will find, animals are the same wherever you go, right? People are complicated. Animals, not so much, right? So we reintroduced a program that we had found highly successful in Hong Kong, and Nevis Animal Speak started in 2013, became a registered local nonprofit here in the Federation in 2016, and we kept going from there. So as a dedicated animal welfare education program, when we were out teaching, we were being asked, well, where can our dogs and cats get specialized help? Well, if you're on Nevis, it's very difficult to get to St. Kitts for some of the availability that Ross would offer. And we built a dedicated nonprofit charity small animal clinic under Nevis Animal Speak called Pause for a Cause. And this enables anybody from any walk of life to come in and receive services at a charitable rate. We don't ask you what your, how much income you make and what you do. Everybody is treated equally across the board. And it is, it's something that has worked very well for us. It upholds our mission that no dog or cat, homed or stray, will go without necessary medical care, and that's where we are today.
Oh, that's great. That's so honorable indeed that you would do that.
Thank you. So
I was asking you earlier if you are affiliated with Talks and Barks, because I remember vaguely them mentioning them there going to Nevis to link with the speak part is what.
Okay, so one of the things that we do is we don't believe animal welfare education, right, is this box, right? This is the way it's done, and this is how you have to do it, and my organization is going to be the only one who communicates and teaches the best way that we can improve animal welfare is to collaborate with like-minded people who are doing good. Talks and Barks is one of those organizations. They care about what they do, they're educated with what they do, and they know how to educate other people. So we don't ever look at Talks and Barks as, how they just started, which was, strictly grooming. They groom, they teach, they offer training and boarding. So this is absolutely an organization that we are thrilled to be able to work with. They come over to Nevis and offer a service that currently is not available there. They use our facilities, and people get this add value for being able to help their animals in another way. We don't want to do everything. We shouldn't be doing everything. People become experts in their field, and I believe Talks and Barks is absolutely the expert in their field.
Oh, great. All right, so when we talk about animal welfare education, yeah, and that sounds like, it's so, well, it's all actually. AWE, all.
I know. How do you put little letters to that? So animal welfare education, we have found that when you teach people the very basics about, and if I don't know if the camera can see it, the back of my shirt says love, kindness, and respect. right? That is the foundation for everything that we do. Because when you talk to people about love, right? Not, oh my God, I love that dress that she was wearing to the Oscars. Have you seen that? That's not love, right? We're talking about a connection, right? People connect, animals connect, people connect with animals. We know that if we teach people the basics of love, kindness, and respect in the animal world, and understand better what they're seeing with an animal, it actually translates and transfers into better human welfare, better environmental welfare. So this is not just about you crazy people, what you have these, these dogs, and you talk about dogs and all of this, interaction, and there's a much deeper level that happens when you understand and see and can communicate in a way that maybe you didn't know you could before. Everybody has the ability.
So what services does Nevis Animal Speak offer?
So Nevis Animal Speak, as the company, offers free animal welfare education courses. The love, kindness, respect courses cover, kindergarten on through graduation of high school. Then we do adult courses. We do fear-based courses for people that are terrified of either dogs or cats. We use therapy dogs that are specifically trained to help in situations like this, right, where they are not a threat. If somebody freaks out and starts screaming or runs away and actually steps on the dog, we don't want the dog to react badly. So we use specialized dogs in all of these situations. And then as a byproduct of what we do, we found, like I said, people were asking, where can I get this high level of clinical care? And I am not a vet. It's not what I do. I keep those things far. You don't want me cutting anything. But I do know people, and I do know how to find and appreciate the talents of these folks that can give good animal care to dogs and cats. So we opened Paws for a Cause Small Animal Clinic, and in that clinic, we do pretty much everything that our specialized medical equipment will allow us to do. We use international volunteer vets and vet technicians. Some of them are actually right here on St. Kitts. Some of the Ross vets on their time off will actually come over and help us out. But our international vets have come in as far as the UK, Canada, the United States. I have gotten requests from Pakistan recently. Like we are, so I love analytics, I love data. And Facebook just gave me a little blip on my Facebook post yesterday, and it said, you have reached 7,500 people in the last 7 days. So we are truly trying to attract a level of attention that will ultimately not just support Nevis, but support the Federation at large.
Speaking about dogs catching COVID, is that true?
So with all of the many millions and millions of people that have died, let alone catching COVID and getting sick, every once in a while you'll see a news piece where, oh my gosh, we found, and this came out of Hong Kong where we were talking about earlier, where they sampled an animal's nasal passage that had been in a close contact proximity, small apartment with the owner who had caught COVID. When we breathe and we put these little tiny particles into the air, right? That's an air pollutant, right? It's going to get into the air. So as a byproduct of the breathing, that pollution, that air pollution, right? They're breathing. So to find samples, right, in the nasal passages of these animals, it would be shocking if we didn't find it. That there has been absolutely nothing. There has been no data anywhere. Dogs are everywhere, right? If they were carriers, if they could pass this, we would have found out quickly. It's not the case.
Okay.
It's not the case. So, but the reason we were talking about it is Lacey is she's a therapy dog. She's registered. She can work locally. She can work internationally, and I know it doesn't look like it, but she's overly excited right now because she hasn't been able to do her job. She knows when she sees this vest. It's time to work. It's time for her to go and do her job. And her job can be everything from working with autistic children to going into cancer wards of hospitals where people have not been able to get out and connect with family or friends. And we find that when these dogs that are trained for these situations go in and they just pet and cuddle and feel warmth, blood pressure decreases, oxygen increases, and we know just those two things help bodies to heal. So it's truly an honor to be able to work with these types of dogs. She's a throwaway. She was abandoned. Aww. She is actually local to Nevis. She is my 4th therapy dog that I have trained and worked with here, and I would say probably among my best. But she was abandoned, and she did not look like this before.
I can only imagine.
No, part of my job is to look at these animals and assess behaviors and to see what's a good fit for them, right? Are they just going to be happy to be in the house, or is there more to it? So whether it's a sniffer dog or whether it's a therapy dog, we have the ability to assess and see.
So what was her training like? You said she was a throwaway. She came to you and you trained her, and she was one of 4. So
correct.
How did you train her? What did you do?
So one of the first things that we do is we have to assess how it is they're going to respond to different things. So for me, it is putting them into uncomfortable positions. And it doesn't sound nice, but you have to see how the dog is going to react. So for therapy dog assessment and training, you constantly do little bits of uncomfortable things, whether it is putting her on her back or picking her up or even cutting toenails, or the pads in between their feet are very sensitive, right? And if you kind of pinch them a little bit, right, you don't want the dog saying, oh, that's uncomfortable, and even gently putting their mouth on your hand. If a dog does that, that's it. They failed. They're done, right? We don't have to go anymore. To be able to massage, right? Right. Sometimes people like massage, and you pull up the skin. Not all dogs are comfortable with that. We have to make sure they are, because we don't know with the public, if she's in a particular situation, who's going to do what to her. Children can put their hands in her mouth. By the way, she's cute and fluffy. Our therapy dogs go up to 200 pounds, right? So it's not size, it's not a look, it is truly behavior. And I think that's really important for anybody who is looking for a dog for any part in their life. Why are they getting the dog, right? Is it for companionship? Is it for security? Is it for, because people sometimes think, I'm going to purchase a dog and this dog is going to be this for me. Well, if it doesn't have the behavior to be that for you, you're going to be frustrated, the dog's going to be frustrated, and then nobody wins.
Yeah, it's going to be a problem. So I see her vest as medical alert dogs.
Yes.
In my past life, it had passengers that came on with dogs that could detect when they're going to have a epilepsy or.
Correct.
So she's capable of doing this as well?
So I was diagnosed with a heart condition where there is a disconnect. The nerves misfire. And especially when I travel, my blood pressure tends to drop significantly, and then my heart rate increases dramatically, and it happens very quickly. I'm not always aware of when it happens. And then when I go to stand up, I stand up for about a half a second, and then I'm on the floor and I'm passed out. So she serves as two purposes. One, to alert me when that's happening, so that I can take precautions to, try to right that, as well as her weight on my lap increases my blood pressure to keep my blood pressure stable. So she can be on a flight with me. She'll stay on my lap the entire time, even if like the tray comes down and like I'm eating something. She'll just squish herself down. She will have no interest in my meal. She will just lay there just like she is now, and just let things happen around her. So she has a number of different skill sets.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So she's a medical dog as well.
Yeah.
That's good.
I love
Oh,
that
Lacey.
information.
Lacey, do you want to say hi? Come here. Come here. Come here.
Hey,
Let me
Lacey.
say something. Oh, that's a nicest girl. Would you like a little treat for being oh so good? Good girl. There you go. She said, she said, I don't really do it for the treats, I do it for the love. she really does. You want to come say hi? Come, you do say hi. That's a good girl. This is a good girl. Go ahead, good girl. Say hi. She said, she said, hello.
Hi. Jamie gets all the love. Hi, Lacey.
Oh, you're jealous. You're just jealous. It's all.
And she will always be gentle. And see, she's going to look back to me. Did I do well? And I will say, good girl, well done, right?
Well
she just
done,
needs that reinforcement that she's doing her job well. That's how most dogs are, right? They just need feedback. People need feedback, right? And so this is one of the things that we love to teach when we teach the community. And whether you are taking one of our classes or you are just going in for a routine exam with one of your animals to our clinic, that education process is always a part of what we do. We want people to feel safe in asking anything. And truly, if we don't know the answer, we will definitely find out and make sure that we get the correct information. It's not just our opinion.
Yeah.
So in our final moments, Janice,
Yes.
your contact information, your social media pages, look right into that camera and let people know.
So we are on Facebook and Instagram under Nevis Animal Speak. Our website is nevisanimalspeak.org. Please take a look at our page, reach out if you have any questions. We love to be able to interact and answer questions for the community. We really do.